Are you a chronic people pleaser? Do you love getting that hit of oxytocin, those warm, fuzzy feelings when you watch somebody that you've just made feel happy or give them something that they've wanted? But then later down the road feel super resentful because you sold yourself out. It's not what you wanted, but somehow when you're in the moment, you just can't help yourself. You have this disease to please that there seems to be no cure for. Maxine was very much this person. The problem is 2 divorces later, she's done pleasing. She doesn't want to keep doing this and showing up this way because she's attracting all the wrong men. People pleasers are notorious for attracting the wrong men because unhealthy men love a woman that sells out themselves for their gain, for their benefit. Today I want to share with you what I shared with Maxine that completely changed the way that she showed up in her life. It's all about understanding where we ever picked up this need to make other people happy before we make ourselves happy, and why it will trip us up every time. And we're starting right. For the best love, dating, and subconscious advice you'll find anywhere, hit the bell, subscribe so that you get notified when new videos post every week. There is a very good reason why people pleasers have a very hard time breaking this pattern of behavior. And the reason why is, I'm sure you'll be surprised, it's on a subconscious level. Everything is on a subconscious level. FYI, it runs 95% of your day. So if you want to end people pleasing, we need to go back, open up your subconscious filing system, pull out a few files to see the experiences that you had that are keeping you trapped in a people-pleasing cycle that is attracting all the wrong things in your life and repelling everything that you want. Maxine's mode of operation was to assess the situation, get all of the data and feedback that she could before she would know how to show up in the interaction. And what would happen is if she had to do a FaceTime date, call a guy, call the utility company, she got very anxious because she wasn't able to assess the full situation so that she would then know how to show up in that moment, in that interaction. And what she was really looking for when she would do this assessment is how can I please this person? How can I make this person happy so that they will like me, see me, show me love, affection, attention? We're all looking for something when we're people pleasing. What we think we're doing is this selfless act of let me give you something. The problem with people pleasers is they're not giving to give, they're giving to get. So when you look back over your interactions with people and your relationships, why were you giving? Were you giving just to give, or were you hoping for something in return? When we're hoping for something in return, what we're really doing is we're looking for an external thing that we can only give internally. We're hoping they'll give us something that really they never can and that we can only give ourselves. Rewinding back 30 years in Maxine's life, the reason why she did this and assessed the situation and showed up this way was because she was one of many kids. She didn't get attention. She didn't get the love that she wanted. Her parents didn't show up to her extra activities that she did. She would look for them in the stand and they were never there. And she had this overriding thought, this looping thought. What do you want? What are the answers? Who am I supposed to be so that you'll show up for me? So that you'll support me, so I'll feel connected and I won't feel rejected. And this looping thought stayed with her whole life. It's what caused these divorces, because she wasn't showing up as Maxine. She was showing up as what she thought the ex wanted. The problem is like over time we start showing up as us and the interaction doesn't work anymore. And how we were showing up was always giving and not taking. And it makes us so unhappy when there's this off balance in a relationship. If you are somebody who constantly gives in a relationship, we can't stand that for years, for decades. We need. And if you're looking to give to fill that internal need, they will never give it to you, especially the people that we're attracting. So what do we need to do? We need to go back and understand these specific experiences on a subconscious level. We need to go back and see where your mind picked up the belief that you need to give before you can take. That you're not worthy of love for just showing up as you. That there's some sort of rule of us having to assess the situation and show up as somebody else. Whenever we show up as somebody else, guess who we're selling out? We're selling ourselves out. Your most authentic self is enough, just the way she is. She doesn't people please. She takes care of herself, and it isn't selfish. It's the most selfless thing that you could do is to first take care of you, because then you're filled. Your teacup is filled. And then you can start pouring tea for other people. But if your teacup is empty and you're trying to go around filling other people's teacups because somehow you think they're going to fill your teacup, they never will. And then we end in divorce. Then we end in relationships that are toxic. And we're so resentful. But what we don't see is that we set ourselves up for that. We set ourselves up because we didn't show up as us. We showed up as what we thought that person wanted. And as hard as it is to hear, that's not fair to that other person. Even though they may not have been a very good person, that's not fair to that person. You sold them something that you were not. You are not somebody that always gives and never takes. No authentic person is. An authentic person takes care of themselves, shows up as them, and the people that like it can stay. The people that don't can leave. So the next time that you're in a situation and you feel the feelings of anxiousness because you need to make everybody happy, or you get that looping thought of how can I give to this person so that then I'll feel special, important, good enough. Stop yourself in the moment and ask yourself, what do I actually want? What does Maxine want? Does she want to do that for that person? Give to that person? Say that thing to that person? Commit to that person? Or is she wanting something else? The anxiousness that's coming up with the people pleasing is that there's two voices going on in your head at all times. There's your heart voice and there's your head voice. And who you actually are comes up. You speak your truth, it comes up. I don't want to do that. I don't want to say that. I don't want to put up with this. And what happens is that subconscious filing system opens up and the second voice says, but we have to do it. And it pushes your authentic self down. So if you battle anxiety and people pleasing, let me tell you what's going on. There's an internal battle inside of yourself. Your authentic self wants to come out. But your subconscious filing system, that thought process, pushes you back down. So all of a sudden we have trapped energy. We have a trapped no. No, I'm not going to do that. No, I'm not going to put up with that. No, that doesn't work for me. It gets trapped. It gets trapped inside of us. And what does it do? It just causes anxiousness. And how do we get out of that? We release the energy, release our authentic self. So the next time you're feeling anxious, release your authentic self, release your truth. That voice will come out. Understand that there's a reason why the filing system is pushing it down, but there's only two ways we're going to get out of this. To end the people pleasing, two ways. The first one, the hard way, but you can do it. It takes time. It's understanding your looping thoughts that are keeping you selling yourself out, not showing up authentically, listening for the two voices, becoming very intuitive of what you want, and then listen as that other voice says, yeah, but we're not going to do that, and feel the pressure come down and trap your truth inside of you and feel the anxiousness. That's one. Over time, usually decades, you will be able to work and claw your way out of that. The second way is to go in on a subconscious level, going back to your most authentic self to see the experiences that you had as a kid, just like Maxine, growing up in a home with a lot of kids, feeling like she needed the information to figure out how she was going to get the love and attention she desired. Your experiences will be different, but there's something the same around why you're selling yourself out. It's through rapid transformational therapy. We open up that filing cabinet, we pull out those files, take a look at them and say, oh, interesting. This happened in your childhood. This happened that caused you to think you needed to sell yourself out. We allow your mind to get this upgrade on a subconscious level of, that actually doesn't work. That's, for Maxine, caused 2 divorces. I'm nowhere in my life where I actually want to be. We take those files, we throw them away, we get new files. We put new files in that say, we listen to our most authentic self. We never trap that energy in. We put the new files in, we close the cabinet, and then we give you a recording that you start listening every single night, reaffirming this habit of thought. That looping habit of thought that's been in there, very powerful neurological network that is driving those behaviors. We don't just behave. We first have a thought that creates the feeling, that creates the behavior. Here's the secret. It's actually a subconscious thought that pushes the thought forward, that creates the feeling, that drives your people-pleasing behaviors, that's pushing down your truth. So if you're interested in getting out of it faster, as Maxine did, and opening up that filing cabinet and just taking a few files out so that we stop selling ourselves out. If you're somebody that's looking for love, if you're looking to attract high caliber men and create healthy relationships, you'll never do it selling yourself out. Show up as your most authentic self. That's all you have to do. It's the easiest thing you could possibly do, is just be you. That's when the good guys show up. The moment you catch yourself saying, oh, but I can't, I shouldn't, I'm not supposed to, and you feel that pressure cooker start to increase, know that you're selling yourself out. So you've got 2 options. You can go the hard way, the long way, but it will work. It will work. You can muscle through it, or to book a discovery call with me. We're going to open up the filing cabinet, pull out the files, put in new files, recode in a new habit of thought, so that you end this people-pleasing behavior that's attracting the wrong guys and then selling out the life that you want but never seem to be able to get. You can book that call at www.kelliehatch.com. If you like this video, you'll definitely want to check out how to reprogram my mind to find the love that I want. And in the comments below, I want to hear your looping thoughts. What's been going through your head? Over the next day or 2, you're going to start to hear these looping thoughts about what you're supposed to do, who you're supposed to be, and how you're supposed to show up. I would love to know your looping thoughts and help you change them, recoding in something totally different so that you show up as your authentic self and start living the life that you were always meant to live. You were meant to love and be loved. As cheesy as it sounds, I don't really care. In today's age, so many women think that it's not cool or on trend to say that they're looking for a life partner. To say, hey, I can do it on my own, but I'd really like to do it with somebody else. You were biologically wired to find a partner and to create a life with that person. So yeah, you were meant to love and be loved, and to get that love does take time, does take work, but it's so much better when we do it together. I hope to see you on a discovery call soon. Bye for now.